What's up, guys? We're doing some night ops because I'm too excited because I'm getting those leaf springs taken out and I'm replacing it with these right here. These are custom leaf springs from Alcan, and wait till you see what's on the other side. Alright, so I'm gonna get the party started. Let's go. Alright, leaf springs are off. Just a quick tip, guys. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the tension is off, right? So you want to make it sag as much as possible in order to take it off the bushings, because there's not going to be much tension once you do that. But the first thing that you actually do before you do all that is you got to make sure that you remove the actual U-bolts and the plates. So once you remove those and it's free hanging, that's the easiest to take care of the bolts and the nut, and everything's gravy from there. But it's a one-man job. It's better if you have somebody helping you out. It makes it a lot easier to carry everything because it is a little bit heavy. But yep, time to install. Well, all right, those leaves are taken out and the new springs are in. So check those out. Alcan springs with the Orbit Eye. Haven't seen many of this posted online or any videos made aside from Alcan springs themselves. But what's interesting about these Orbit Eyes is that they articulate, right? So as you saw right there, it's kind of like a heim in there in a way. It's like a big heim joint. Kind of hard to explain that, but essentially it allows it to flex instead of, you know, your frame flexing with it. It's within the springs that are flexing. So last night it was kind of hard to put it together because of I couldn't line up the hole for the mounting pin. I couldn't line it up because of, you know, basically it's shifting. Maybe I should have lined it up and put the U-bolts on first prior to doing the actual shackles. Maybe that would have been easier, but anyway, I figured it out. I used the jack for some leverage and, you know, kind of just hammered it a little bit in place, and eventually I was able to get it in the holes, and then I tightened up the U-bolts and got it all done. So I want you to see that one more time. And these are just the regular bushings there. Also, what took me longer last night is because of the shifting around, like I mentioned, the drive shaft ended up coming off, so I needed to put that back together. So anyway, today that's all done. I'm very excited. Just wanted to show you guys the Orbit Eyes because I haven't seen it before in a Toyota. So stay tuned for the second part of this, where I install the shocks right there with the archive garage stuff. So stay tuned for that one. All right, guys. So far, we got that done. I spray painted it already. Spray painted that side too, but right now we are working on putting these shocks on. So next step is to take a quick lunch break, install those shocks on the towers as you saw. It's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be a lot of still a lot of travel on the shaft. I can tell because I kind of just mocked it right now, without the towers earlier. The telltale will be once I put on the actual towers, or I mean the shocks on the towers, and then seeing if the limiting factor is the spring. And I think it is, so I won't need to do any limit straps. So there's still going to be a lot of shaft left on that shock, which is good because that means that I won't bottom out and destroy those shocks. So stay tuned. I'm gonna keep going, but first a little lunch break. Update, guys. So I just removed the sway bar. I'll figure something out about that. Probably get a longer bar and go a little bit further back, but let's focus on this. So now this is installed. I've kind of mocked it up, so total is about 12 inches, right? But the shaft is really showing more like 11 and a half, maybe 12. But let's take out the measuring tape right now so you have an idea, because I don't want this to be the limiting factor. You definitely don't want that, because you will blow your shocks. So let's see, I'm looking at about almost, about 9.5, right? You see 9.5 of travel there, which is fine because the springs are the limiting factor, and I still had about 11.5. So yeah, 2 more inches of travel. I could go lower, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that I got to make sure that I don't weld this all the way low, like let's say all the way here, right? That's why I use this jack here to kind of stand it up, and now I'm going to tack it and then remove it and then spray paint it, and then weld it all the way and then spray paint it and then put this back on. So that's kind of my next steps here. Again, I don't want the limiting factor to be the shocks, because if I do that, then I'm gonna blow it, and these are very nice shocks. So I'm really stoked about this. can't wait because it's gonna have way better ride. Plus, it's gonna still have a lot of travel, which is what I am chasing. I'm chasing the best of both worlds, right? Because I do travel up to the Rubicon with this and up to Fordyce. And I don't want people puking in the back anymore. So, yep, next steps. Right, guys, so it's finally complete. I'd like to take a closer look, but it's pretty wet and rainy out there, so I'll do that here in a little bit. But I wanted to show you guys that it's finally complete. So as you see there, the Alcan leaf springs have been installed with the Orbit eyes. I'm not going to explain that whole process to you guys. You can look up Alcan springs online. They have a YouTube video as well. So essentially what it does is just really give a lot of articulation for the leaf spring. When you're going over terrain, it flexes, it allows flex, and that's done through basically the bottom part of the shackle. It has kind of like a high min there where it has 46 degrees of articulation, so your leaf springs don't flex or bend in a certain way until that 46 degrees has been exhausted. And then also, I'm going to get closer here in a little bit now. I have the Archive Garage shock towers installed, as well as the Fox 2.5 shocks with DSC adjusters. So I'll get close right now to show you guys. Got that installed. Shock towers welded in and installed. That's a closer look at the Orbit eyes, and those are the lower shock tabs down there that I burnt in. Look at the other side as well. That's what you're looking at. So that's it, guys. It's pretty much set. I wish I could have had better content, but it's been raining and I've just been sneaking in work here and there between the rain, but it's been ongoing the last couple of weeks, really, since Christmas. So Happy New Year to you all. That's the finished product. I wish I could have showed more, but I ran into some issues again, also because I had to fix the brake line, so I had to build a new brake line on the driver's side. I ended up making it when I was using the angle grinder, so I had to build a new one. Then I ended up marring the wheel cylinder. The threads that are in there, they were pretty much already in pretty bad shape, so when I put it back in, it didn't work as well. I thought it was the way I built the brake line. I thought I didn't build it good enough, you know, but the flarings were pretty good. They were pretty solid, so it wasn't that. It was just that the wheel cylinder threads were pretty much marred up previously. So I had to replace that, so I had to go to the Toyota, pick up a new one, and then also had to pick up a new nut that goes in there where the flare goes to. So that's what kind of held me back from finishing this. But again, the whole time it's been raining. I want to get this out to you guys as soon as possible, but as you can see, it's still raining, and it's going to rain again tomorrow and throughout the whole weekend. So might as well just show a video now, finish this off. But as you can see, there is a substantial lift in the rear. I know it's kind of like slanted going down on the driveway, but let's see if I can see a better shot, take a better shot for you guys. But yeah, it's got quite a bit of rake, and that's to account for when I put my camping equipment in there when I'm actually gonna go and roll out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing I needed to do was go to an off-road shop close by because I had to take off some nitrogen from the shocks in order to make them fit, to compress it. So I took off some nitrogen, and once it was installed, I went to the shop, got the nitrogen refilled on the shocks. So yeah, other than that, I am all set. So I'm gonna hopefully try to test it out soon here. I was planning on going this weekend, but it looks like it's still wet and raining out there, and it's really not the best time to try to test this out. Maybe if I'd already, taken this out before, I wouldn't have a problem going out there wheeling it, wherever it is in SoCal. But right now, pretty much rain all around, not a whole lot of opportunities to really test it out, or it's not a good time to try to test it out if something goes wrong. It's raining out there, you're gonna be miserable. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully you'll be able to see how it turns out when I start wheeling it. I'm pretty stoked about it. Hopefully it's a lot better ride quality. I could already tell on the ride home that it's not as bouncy. Obviously with these shocks, it's definitely the damping on it is helping out. Plus the leaf springs too. The leaf springs are a lot more stiff and a lot better, a lot more plush, a lot better for what I was looking for. So really looking forward to actually taking this out. Alright guys, see you on the next one.